Net zero. Net zero is an international goal aimed at addressing climate change. It aims to balance greenhouse gas emissions and absorption to reach net zero emissions. By reducing greenhouse gas emissions and offsetting the remaining ones through 4 carbon capture technologies, we can achieve a net zero emission level in practice. This concept was first introduced as a global goal in the 2015 Paris Agreement. And many countries and companies have committed to achieving net zero by 2050. SBTI, Science-Based Target Initiative. SBTI provides a concrete roadmap for achieving net zero and ensures companies follow a verified path to carbon neutrality by 2050. It provides guidelines for companies to set reduction targets and is the only initiative that verifies greenhouse gas reduction goals. SBTI introduces net zero standards that establish criteria for companies' long-term and short-term emission reduction targets. Currently, over 2,000 companies worldwide have committed to achieving net zero, including around 20 companies in South Korea. Scope of greenhouse gas emissions. The Greenhouse Gas Agreement classifies emissions into Scope 1, Scope 2, and Scope 3 based on their characteristics and extent. These emissions come from facilities and vehicles directly controlled and operated by the company, including fuel combustion in factories and company-owned transport. This refers to emissions resulting from the purchased energy consumed by the company, such as electricity, heating, and cooling. Scope 2 measures the emissions generated when a company purchases and consumes energy from external sources. Scope 3 refers to other indirect emissions, including all emissions resulting from a company's supply chain, product use, and disposal, as well as other indirect impacts of business activities. These emissions are beyond the company's direct control, but include those associated with its activities. To achieve net zero, Scope 3 is central to sustainable management. According to the SBTI Corporate Net Zero Standard, net zero targets must cover more than 90% of Scope 3 emissions. Therefore, managing greenhouse gas emissions from Scope 3 is emerging as a key issue. Along with this, about 3/4 of greenhouse gas emissions come from the Scope 2 category, related to energy consumption. So efforts to transition existing energy sources to renewable energy are essential for companies to achieve their net zero goals. However, this transition process incurs significant costs, and there are concerns about unemployment and industrial decline. Especially in regions that rely on energy industries such as fossil fuels, achieving net zero goals may cause social inequalities as it involves new technologies and changes in industrial structures. In the job market, workers who cannot adapt to eco-friendly technologies may lose their jobs. And low income, individuals may face even greater economic hardships. Individuals may feel an even greater burden from rising energy costs. This requires significant changes in individual consumption patterns and lifestyles, which could lead to social conflicts. What solutions are there to these problems? To minimize the economic impact during the energy transition process, it is necessary to expand investments in green industries and implement retraining programs for workers in traditional energy industries. Additionally, financial support and technology transfer for developing countries should be provided to achieve balanced growth on a global scale. To mitigate social conflicts, fair energy transition policies are necessary. To this end, the government should provide subsidies to low-income households, struggling with rising energy prices, or offer training and education related to green technologies to help workers adapt to the changing job market. Additionally, individuals should continue to make efforts in their daily lives to contribute to the net zero goal. You can save energy by using energy-efficient LED bulbs or energy-saving appliances such as refrigerators and washing machines. Choose packaging materials that are recyclable or select products that reduce plastic use. And aim for sustainable consumption by purchasing biodegradable products or those certified as environmentally friendly. Instead of using a private car, you can use public transport. Choose modes of transport like bicycles and walking. When purchasing a car, selecting energy-efficient vehicles such as electric or hybrid cars can help reduce carbon emissions. Net zero is an essential task for responding to the climate crisis, and achieving it requires comprehensive changes. These changes may temporarily cause difficulties, but in the long run, they are the only solution for sustainable development and preventing climate disasters. Therefore, the government, businesses, and individuals must recognize their respective roles and actively participate. Building a sustainable tomorrow, together today.